find sort of like when I was married, it just took all my time up. You know, I couldn't. I mean, I was being creative sometimes with my children and doing things.
Yeah.
And I was building a studio.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you know, because we got a garden, and I spent 3 years building a studio,
Yeah.
music studio. So I could do music.
Yeah.
It's my dream. But I think me and my ex-wife, we both had different dreams. We were different kind of like, different ideas or whatever. And like so I ended up losing her, you know, all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly. Because I thought, you know, she was happy, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a bit of a shock to my system. But now, I mean, that's 15 years ago now. And it's taken me a long time to get my life today, how it is today. And now I feel like my future, I'm going to be very creative. You know, I mean, I've got all the time in the world, and like tomorrow I can get up and start making music. If you see what I mean, and spend every hour learning about my new equipment here, which I've got. I've got a rolling mixer, you know, and other things as well.
Yeah.
And I need to learn how to use it, you know. And I'm hoping to sort of, I mean, I've got some really good software as well. Record what I'm doing, put these tunes together and start writing some tunes, you know, and start doing something with my life, because it, you know, I mean, I'm nearly 60 now, but the last 10 decades, not 10, sorry, I'm not that old. The last 4 decades, well, since I was 16, I was interested in music.
Yeah.
Because my brother was going around, he was a musician. He's played piano since he was 5 years old, and I can remember growing up, all I could hear him playing piano or making up music, you know. And as soon as he was about 15, he bought a pretty good synthesizer.
Rich, yeah.
What's that?
I was going to say one of the musical instruments your mum bought for you guys.
Oh no. That was, yeah. I mean, that was when my brother was aged 14, I think.
Yeah.
And I was only aged 12.
Yeah.
Okay. And my mum could see my brother was interested in music, whatever, yeah. I think he's 15. And I pulled that apart.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was more into electronics and learning about that. And my brother was, you know, he wanted to record his music. And I couldn't put the thing together again.
Yeah.
But I think it was after that, okay, when he was about 16, I think he brought his own synthesizer.
Yeah.
And it's quite expensive synthesizer, and he started doing music, you know. And then next door neighbour was a singer, and they started going touring around different places, and I used to go with them. You know, I was a bit younger than my brother, but I used to all of a sudden do the lighting for them on stage, or do their sound a little bit, you know. And I had to learn these things, you know, because they hired their equipment. You know, they were doing quite well. You know, they were quite creative and on stage and everything, you know, and they had really good lighting show and so on. And it's when I started getting interested in making my own music, because sometimes when my brother went out, I was busy sort of making up my own music up on his keyboard and learning how to use his keyboards, you know, because he got this, I can't remember what it was, XL something or whatever. And it was pretty good. Had loads of knobs on it and whatever.
Yeah.
But eventually he got new synthesizers, you know, and they were very expensive ones, you know, and they had computers on them. And I started really getting into it, you know, and then sort of like after 10 years they jacked it in, you know, because they gave up. You know. My brother basically got married, and I think he had to give up his music, you see. And when he gave up, I had to give up. You know, and it was devastating. I was angry actually with my brother giving up.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was putting so much energy into it.
Yeah.
Helping him out.
Yeah.
With his project, and I was so angry with him giving up, you know. But I had to accept it, you know. And then I got married, and then I, you know, giving up my, you know, I was trying to work on my dream, you know, of doing music, and now I can. Finally, I feel like, you know, in the future.
Finally free to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taken me a long time, you know. I mean, all the equipment that I've got, even that synthesizer, I only sort of configured it yesterday to work for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, taken me a long time to learn how to do it, to be honest with you, you know. And like this year, I want to be more creative with music and learn the art of sound, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I feel like I know digital art very well and all this sort of stuff, but I need to improve with, like I say, my brother knows how to play piano, I don't. You know, and I'm hoping to learn in the future to play piano. You know, maybe teach myself. You know, like I say, I've taught myself how to read and write, I think. You know, and I'm sure I can teach myself piano. And I think it's just sort of dedicating and telling yourself you want to do it. And you know, my brother picked up at an early age, and he can play piano. And you name a tune, he can sort of probably play it. You know, straight away. You know, like God Save the Queen, he'd play it. You know, he's one of these people that can just play anything. And he's just got a understanding that more than I have about music in a funny way. You know, but I do know to put music together.
Yeah.
And I do put some pretty good tunes together in a kind of way using the thing, you know.
What you've got at your...
Well, you've heard some of my music.
Yeah.
Bad, you know, but
but you use what you've got at your disposal, don't you, essentially? So
yeah, I mean, I've been just playing with other people's samples, really. You know,
loops and
yeah, and putting or cutting my own drum beats up and things like that, and putting them together.
Yeah.
And making music, but like so, I've not really used my hardware. I'm always using my software, and I want to start making my own sounds up in a kind of way, you know, and start moving forward and learning this, you know, this Roland 707.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, I want to learn the art of sound.
Yeah.
And it takes time.
Takes time. Yeah.
I'm going to hope to sort of like maybe spend a bit of time doing music tomorrow for a little while, you know. But you've got, you know, it's important that you've got to do all the other things like getting your sleep in.
Yeah. But it's just about having a routine as well. Having a routine kind of helps as well. I must say, like, you know, when you, and also discipline as well. It's making time to do what you need to do, if that makes sense. Like, of course, you've got to prioritize. In life, you've got to balance everything. You've got to make time to work. You've got to make time to be creative. You've got to make time to, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, look after, you know, take care of your kids. You know,
well, I think it depends.
Look after your house. Like, it's finding a balance in life. You know, it's like making sure that you allocate time to do things that you need to do. It's like even me, like, I work full time, I've got kids, I've got a wife, you know, I'm a very busy person, very, very busy, with very busy schedule. But I make sure that I allocate the time that is required or what is needed to do what I need to do to release all my music. Because like even coming up to this new year, 2024, I've got lots of new music to release, and like I'm already in the process of getting everything sorted out to get everything ready, you know, ready to go come, you know, beginning of the new year. You know what I mean? I can start rolling out everything and etc. If you see what I mean. So it's, yeah, it's always thinking forward. If you see what I mean, you've got to be thinking about your next steps. You know, you've got to be 5 steps ahead, thinking 5 steps ahead, almost in a way. It's like, what am I doing next? What you know, I've done this. What else do I need to do? You know, in order to roll out this next single. And then what do I need to do for the next one after that? If you see what I mean, new ideas, new concepts, you know, different types of marketing, you know, for each different individual track, depending on what it's talking about, what it's about, you know, what it relates to, or, you know, it's, yeah, a lot of time and energy is invested into everything, you know. Like, what happens behind the scenes, like we've spoken about a few times before, you know, when people get the final product of anything, whether it be a film, a series they really enjoyed, that they really enjoyed watching, a song, an album, whatever it may be, yeah, when you watch it and appreciate it for what it is as a final product, you have no idea what went in behind the scenes. Yeah, what actually went in behind the scenes.
The creativity. To
come up with that final end, crisp, pristine product that's been presented to you for you to listen to or for you to watch and consume. If you see what I mean. And that's just a reality, you know. And when I became an artist, that's the first thing that became apparent to me. When I realised how much you had to do behind the scenes as an artist, independently, if you're an independent artist, how much, especially if you're by yourself, doing it all by yourself, how much you actually have to do behind the scenes in order to roll out your music, if you see what I mean. Not only have your music ready and prepared and to a very high standard and good quality, obviously that's the first step, you know what I mean, have the music and everything else ready, but everything else that you have to do behind the scenes in order to present it and roll it out and everything else, like, you know, it's like having a full-time job. It's almost like having a full-time job, the amount of time and energy and hours that you have to put into it, if you see what I mean. So yeah.
I mean, like you're saying, you've got children, you've got a wife, but I haven't.
Yeah.
You know, I think like we've all got different responsibilities.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, some people have got more problems than others, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you've got problems, I don't think you can be so creative in life. I think it's a really good idea to get rid of every problem possible.
Yeah.
And you can focus on being creative then. If you see what I mean, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel that's I can, because I feel like I haven't got really any problems, and I have got problems in life because I'm alive, you know, and I don't want to die. Do you know what I mean? We all got problems, but I feel like I'm above my problems.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean, you know, and I can like relax in life and just be very, very creative every day.
Yeah.
In a kind of way, you know, with my life.
Yeah.
In every way.
Yeah.
Like I do another channel called The Bird Loving Man, and I started that last year, and I just go around just filming different birds or whatever sometimes if we get time, and I'm trying to be creative with that.
Exactly.
You know, at first I only had a few subscribers, and today
it's growing.
Well, it's 770 now, you know, and
yeah.
People starting to like what I'm doing, you know, and I'm trying to sort of
build an audience.
I'm trying to put positive energy into it, give pretty good material if I can. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to get better at my movie making or whatever, or how I commentate or whatever, you know, and so on. And I do feel like I'm improving as I'm going along. You know, next year hopefully I'm going to have a wider audience. You know, but I mean 770 people. It's quite a lot, isn't it? I mean you've got. I mean I've got 700 because you started after me, didn't you? Your music site.
I've only had my page now for about a year.
And you've got 2,000 and I can't remember, but you know that's quite a lot of people. That's a city.
Yeah.
I've only got a couple of streets. You've got a city. You know, that's it.
I might say a town, not a city.
Well, you know, you've created a little page, and you put your energy, into every song, and your heart. You upload it when you're happy with it, and then people have viewed it. You know, you've had quite a lot of views really, and quite a lot of likes and a lot of attention, and good on you. You know, and just can't. You know, you've only uploaded 5 songs so far.
Well, 3 songs, but obviously.
3
songs, but obviously a few of them had had visualizers, and some of them had lyric videos. So
and you know you've got a future with it. You know that you're going to release another one next month, and so on. You know, and you kind of like you got something to work on. You know, and I feel like if you're not going to work on something, you're not going to achieve anything.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, it's like my channel. I decided to do it, and I'm starting to enjoy it, and I can't really wait to see where it goes in the future in a kind of way, or where I can take it, or travel around a little bit more. I mean, things like that, and enjoy life a lot more. And because I mean, I quite enjoy it. You know, just going around. You know, I found something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And I think like I said before, it's really, really important to in life, when you're doing something, that you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's when life becomes a misery if you're not enjoying what you're doing in a kind of way.
Yeah. It's true.
So you know, you got to get rid of all your problems if you can. So I've got problems. Like tomorrow when I wake up, I've got to find myself something to eat.
Yeah.
And so on. But they're quite easy because I don't feel like I've got, I'm not married anymore, so I'm free of that problem.
Yeah.
In a kind of way, it is a problem being married, but sometimes being married can benefit.
It can be a great asset.
It can benefit. You can become powerful being two people.
Yeah.
In a kind of way, you can be doubly creative if you get on.
Cool. Yeah.
If you get on, that is, if you're both in love.
Yeah.
And you're both one. It's kind of like having four hands, and four legs, and four eyes, and two brains.
You become like a power couple.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And you can, many couples actually start a business together, don't they? And become very successful.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I wouldn't want to do that. Like be married to someone, go in business with them, and sleep with them, just.
Non-stop.
Well, the only time you have a break from them when you go to toilet.
But I think for some people it might work.
Yeah.
Not for everyone. There might be some people out there that might not mind. But yeah.
You get couples that are married together that dance together for a living.
Yeah.
And they go out earning decent money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Even dancing is great.
Yeah, choreography. If you see what I mean. I think about all the all these big artists that travel the world. Yeah, do like these big stadium performances and all these big